What's up, YouTube? Scott Lett here, owner of Iron City Power Washing. I'm going to apologize in advance if my phone falls down. I don't have anywhere good to put it. I'm too cheap to go buy something to put it in this truck. Anyways, I've got a lot to talk about, so I'm hoping I can keep my train of thought and driving this traffic and get my mind prepared for this commercial job. So I'm going to do the best I can here. But I do want to put together a video today of us downstreaming stucco. For whatever reason, there's a misconception that you cannot clean stucco by downstream. It's false. We do it all the time. Again, you just gotta know what you're doing. You gotta know what injector to use. The biggest thing is having some patience. I think the reason people love to sauce everything is because you get a quicker response with your chemical, but you're also using a lot more chemical. Are you doing this to be profitable? Are you doing this to get home fast and get a check? Me, I'd rather downstream, use less SH, be patient, and let the dwelling time be a little bit longer. So we're such an instant gratification generation. Like, no one has patience. But if you're going to be successful as a business owner, you got to slow down. And this isn't even what I'm talking about today. I'm just being real. So, I know I'm repetitive, and that's strategic. But everything that I say on here doesn't come from a course, doesn't come from someone, some guru, some huge convention, all that hogwash. This comes from me getting out in the field, figuring things out, picking a couple guys on YouTube that I look up to. Billy Davidson, Joe Deary, older gentlemen who, one is set in his old ways and is very effective. One is more innovative, goes with the newer stuff, and is able to wash 7 to 8 houses in a day and get it done right. So I'm learning from both of those guys. And if I have a question, I'm going to ask them. Those two guys, I feel like, are the pioneers of this industry. And that's just totally, that's my 2 cents. So, but most of my opinions are experienced based. But let's talk about topic number 1. The first thing is not really a controversial topic. It's nothing I have experience in at all. So that totally goes against what I just said. But I've been asked this question. And the question is, hey, do you install Christmas lights? Is that something you would get into? So I feel like the Christmas light situation is for the guys who, you know, if you're just getting started and it gives you something to do during the slow season, I think that's a great option for you. There's a good bit of guys here in Birmingham who do that. I have a good buddy of mine, a real good buddy, who washes a little bit here and there, and he has some other stuff going on with his dad's business, but he really capitalizes on putting up Christmas lights, and he does really well. So look, guys, if you have the market, you have the skill set, and you have the passion for it, you have a business. So I don't have the skill set, I don't have a passion to do it. I do have the market. I mean, I could probably, you know, send out an email blast saying, hey, we're installing Christmas lights, and get some business. But when you're year 7 into your wash business and you have all this reoccurring commercial and residential work, it makes no sense for me to step away from a growing business that's growing exponentially to go focus on Christmas lights. That's only going to slow down the growth of Iron City Power Washing. So it really just depends on where you're at as a business owner, and if you're looking to make some extra money, or if you're just super ambitious and you have a lot of guys who can on your team who, you know, during the slow season they're kind of sitting around getting paid. Well, put them to work. Go let them install some lights. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. Us, I mean, we're covered up with wash jobs, and there's only 3 of us. So, and that's all strategic as well. Could we hire a couple more guys and add a couple more rigs? Sure, we could. But that's more money we got to pay them, and that's less money in my pocket. So that's why I still wash. So to answer the Christmas-like question, I think it's a great business. I just don't have a desire to do it, and I feel like that's only going to hurt me in growing Iron City Power Washing. So, also this, when all my competition is taking their focus off washing, they're going to turn all their marketing off. So that's when I really capitalize, and I've already turned back on our Facebook ads. You know, I've updated our Google campaigns. You know, I'm doing more organic stuff. Like, I'm going to, you know, hammer down on the marketing. The reason I do it now is not necessarily to get through the slow season, is to be on their mind constantly for next busy season. Hope y'all got a pen and paper. This is good stuff. But anyways, topic number 2 is, how do you get business in the slow season? Well, again, we're year 7, so we have established a good footprint, but I get what you guys are asking, like you newer guys. One thing you have to learn to do as a business owner, I mean, any business, you could be in landscaping, you could mow yards, you could be a painter, anything in the service industry, you have to learn how to prospect. Okay? You're going to have to get uncomfortable a little bit. There's guys here in Birmingham who knock on doors. You know, yeah, you may irritate 5 or 6 people, but if out of those 10 knocks you get one job, I mean, that one job could pay for all the marketing material you just bought. And I mean, if you're going 1 for 10, you're going to go 2 for 20, 3 for 30. I mean, now you're making some money. So there's guys who knock on doors and get business. You just have to be confident in what you're saying. I love to email. I love to make phone calls. I'll drive around Birmingham. Like, notice things when you're going to jobs. Like, look for things that are dirty. Look for signs of people you can call. Look for property management companies. Prospect, man. I'm telling you. There's a lot of money to be made in someone who can prospect and go out there and make calls and emails. And I do that. Like, I told my business partner the other day, I was like, look, man, we got plenty of work, but I want to finish this year strong. So now we're getting to the point where 3 rigs on the road is not really necessary. Yeah, it would make life a lot easier for them, but I need to be in a position to where I can go to my prospecting list that I've been putting together all summer. Like, I have a list that I have been adding to things that I've noticed that are dirty, people I can contact, and I've held on to that list for this moment, to where, you know, we're 3 weeks out compared to 5 weeks out, to where, you know, August is about to be finished, people are about to go, people are still going on vacation, school just started. People's focus are not really on their house right now. They're you know, starting school, you know, they're still doing vacations, football starting, you know, little league. Life's about to get busy for a lot of people, and that's kind of what kickstart the slow season to some degree. The economy's not great. I mean, I'm not going to get into the whole political stuff, but the economy's not great, so people are holding on to their money. So, you know, that was why one of my biggest visions initially when I started this business was, how can we become bulletproof to a bad economy? And that's when we really started to go after commercial accounts. So, guys, in the winter months, you just got to get creative and you have to prospect. You got to go out there and make things happen, man. If you just don't have that grind factor, you're not going to make it. And I think the biggest reason, I don't think people are incapable of doing it. I think they are just scared to put themselves in a vulnerable position to make a phone call, to turn into a salesman, right? So, you know, I feel like this industry is so undermined because it's just pressure washing. No, I mean, you still have to be a businessman. I mean, you're making executive decisions, strategic decisions. You have to be a salesman. You have to be a project manager when you're doing larger jobs. You You have to maintain a CRM and keep your customers happy. There's a lot to this stuff, guys. It's not easy. And that's why I would say 2 out of 10 make it. Because you got to have some sort of skill set already in place before you come do this. You start a business. So yeah, I mean, and if you're not confident in that, and people are going to pay you to put Christmas lights up. I think there's guys here who do really well with it. So if that's something that you feel more comfortable with, and you're just getting started, and you don't have the wash jobs in the winter that you want, then go put up some lights. Here down in the south, where there's a lot of trees, gutter cleaning is huge. One of my good buddies here in Birmingham, he is the gutter cleaning guy. So I don't like cleaning gutters. I like making the money that we make with my feet on the ground. So but there's a lot of money to be made in gutter cleaning, window cleaning. You can buy invest in a nice pure water water-fed pole system. We've got one. We don't use it a whole lot, but we have one. And go clean windows. Promote window cleaning. There's nothing wrong with that. So, but yeah. Anyways, I'm about to pull up here at this student center, multi-living or multi-family place here, an apartment complex for students. Student housing, that's the word I'm looking for. I'm just saying all the things besides what I'm trying to say. And I'm going to show you guys how we clean stucco. And it's called downstreaming. So, see you here in a little bit.